Welcome to another episode of eThekwini Matters. My name is Zimbili Mazibuko, your host. Today we have the head of eThekwini Municipality Audit and Risk Assurance Services, Emaras, Mapule Radebe, to talk about the unit's functions and how they contribute towards the city getting a clean audit. Sigbingelele sis Mapule sikwamkele namhlanje on eThekwini Matters.
Good morning, Zimbili. I'm happy to be here and thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show today. Can you please explain to our viewers the role of internal auditors or Emaras in the eThekwini municipality?
Internal audits has got about two sub-functions that are meant to provide the risk and assurance services to the municipal management. It works under the oversight of the Audit and Risk Committee. And that is the committee that oversees the work of the Emaras function, also keeping us on our toes to make sure that the support that we are rendering to management of the organization is of quality, and also focus on the strategic objectives of the municipality. Our main focus areas are risk and assurance services. And from the assurance perspective, we are mainly concerned about promoting good governance. That is basically ensuring that the municipality adheres to the principles of good governance, including issues of accountability, of transparency, and the ethical conduct. Basically trying to also make sure that the kind of a good governance culture that is in the municipality is maintained. And again, to ensure issues of compliance, because you know that in the local government sphere and across government itself, we are regulated in terms of the functions that we are supposed to carry out, particularly based on the constitutional mandate that we have as a municipality. We also focus more on issues of risk, where we recommend a number of the initiatives that management of the city can consider in making sure that anything that may impede them from achieving their strategic objectives is focused at, is managed, and nothing falls through the cracks as and when they implement their business activities. And then what is more critical, again, is helping the municipality to be financially sustainable. In doing so, from the risk assurance perspective, we do implement some programs that will help them through our consulting services to make sure that there is financial accuracy, there's completeness in terms of their financial reports, and then they issue out the reports that even members of the community, when they see these reports, they can really rely on them, and also make sure that the financial records that are kept are accurate. Some people often think that we also have got a responsibility when it comes to matters of fraud and corruption. But basically, as Emaras, we do recommend action plans that management can implement to prevent any incidents of fraud and corruption. We do have a sister department that is basically doing the other part of it, which is the functions that is more reactive in terms of addressing those activities that may be found to be irregular and those that may be classified as acts of fraud and corruption. So that is a function that falls outside the internal audit. However, with the diverse capacity that is there within the unit, internal audit function is able to identify and detect some of the suspicious transactions that If so identified, then they are brought to the attention of management for them to pursue those acts of fraud and corruption, should they be, because remember, these incidents will remain as allegations until they are proven to be correct. So there is a function called the CII unit. That is where the capacity is lying. And those are the colleagues that will then pursue matters of fraud and corruption. So we are mostly focused on the preventative side by recommending the action plans to management, which they can consider to make sure that those kind of incidents are protected, are prevented. And then we've got another function that is more focused on risk and advisory services, which is our enterprise risk management. And they are also focused on making sure that issues of disasters through our business continuity management support services that we are rendering to management are undertaken. The main focus by that capacity within risk management is to help management to identify any risks that may impede them from achieving their strategic objectives. And in working together with management from a risk management perspective, we do facilitate the risk identification processes through workshops that are being undertaken. And from those processes, the outcome of the sessions would be a list of risk, whether operational or strategic. If I may pause by also reflecting on business continuity and resilience initiatives that are being taken by the city. We've got capacity within our risk management function who are also focusing on making sure that the city, when it comes to issues of disaster management, they are proactively advised by recommending some action plans that they can consider. But obviously, when it comes to implementation of whatever we may be recommending as auditors, there are issues of finance that also need to be taken into consideration so that those action plans are successfully implemented. So we work along with the city to make sure that all that happens.
You seem to be doing a lot as a unit, and judging from everything that you've said this morning, do you ever go out as a unit to the public, to the communities, to engage with the communities and to explain what your unit does? You know, to put it in layman's terms, so that people understand about your unit.
I can say that we haven't really been out there to engage with members of the community so that they can be aware of what we're doing. So this actually is providing that opportunity for them to begin to realize that there is that capacity within the city that is also giving the support that is necessary for them to receive a service delivery functions. But for those that are out there, to understand that as taxpayers, their money is actually being used for purposes intended. I want to assure them that the city has established this capacity, which is sitting within IMARAS, to make sure that there's value to money that they are, parting with, to make sure that at the end of the day they are giving the services back. And this is the capacity that is sitting with the unit that is making sure that the right thing is being done by the leadership within the city in the form of support that we are providing to them.
Just in closing, can you explain the relationship or the difference between the roles performed by your unit, the CIIU investigators, which is the city's integrity and investigations unit, as well as the role of the Auditor General? Because sometimes there seems to be a confusion, you know.
Yes, I remember from the beginning when you also introduced the subject, you said, you mentioned actually the issue around the clean audit. Yeah, working together with the Auditor General, that is in terms of the collaboration that we have with them, we're focusing on making sure that the management is supported to achieve the clean audit. So in terms of our role, like I've already indicated, we provide the independent internal audit services that are meant to promote good governance within the city. And we're covering issues of governance, of risk and control, and recommending the improvement plans to management to make sure that they're accessible in undertaking their strategies. And when it comes to the Auditor General, their main focus is mainly around financial management, because they have, in terms of the Public Audit Act, a responsibility to express their opinion on the completeness or the accuracy on the financial statements that are being issued by the city. And again, when it comes to the internal controls, they will focus more on the financial internal controls, which is controls established by management to make sure that the financial statements that they issue at the end of the day, they represent the financial status of the city. And then we have our sister department, which is CIIU. They are focused on what I've already explained earlier on matters of fraud and corruption. So what they often focus at is allegations that they receive, which is maybe issues that may be irregular in terms of conducting the business of the city, and they are required to investigate those matters. And then investigating them, they also provide recommendations in terms of disciplinaries that has to be taken by management, and sometimes there are instances where they may identify issues that needs to be criminally investigated. So they will liaise with the law enforcement agencies in regards to those kind of incidents where the acts of crime needs to be investigated. And because that is a part that more often they do not have control over, it is the law enforcement agencies that will run with that part of the process and then report to the city when they have finalized their investigations. But issues of disciplinary is undertaken internally by management of the city through recommendations that are being issued by them. So if you want to talk about the 360-degree focus in terms of promoting good governance, these are the three functions independent of management responsibilities within organization that works together to make sure that the city succeed in terms of maintaining good governance.
Just out of curiosity, how many internal auditors do we have as a city?
Currently, we have capacity of about 130, and about, I think, is 15 of them, they are just graduates that we have taken in, because again, when it comes to building capacity for purposes of making sure that we grow the profession within South Africa, because I cannot say that it's only the city at the end of the day that's going to benefit once those trainees have been trained. If we are unable to absorb them, they will obviously find opportunities elsewhere. So all in all, currently we have 130 employees within the city, and 98 of them are purely professionals within the area of internal audit. We have others that are specialists within risk management. We have specialists in IT audits. We have got chartered accountants. We have a majority of our staff that for some reason, but I think it's because there's a requirement when it comes to leadership issues that we also have to demonstrate that are mostly most of our staff, they have master's degrees in business management, master's degrees in IT. You know, as I said earlier, is diverse skills that are within the city, within that particular unit. And we're trying to increase our capacity also when it comes to other specialized functions. Like as auditors, we are auditing an organization that employs engineers, people that are specialized when it comes to water services. So we are trying to also build capacity from that perspective. Already we've got people with masters in science. We've got people with legal expertise as well, because we need that also within the EMARA's function, so that when we go out to do audits, then this is the capacity that also augment our audit professionals and risk management professionals, because we are focusing on those particular areas. So that is how diversified the unit when it comes to skills is currently.
Thank you so much for your time, Sis Mapule. That was Mapule Radebe. She's the head of eThekwini Municipality Audit and Risk Assurance Services, EMARAS. My name is Zimbili Mazibuko. From myself and the entire team, it's goodbye till next time. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe.